happy Monday and welcome to the story of the day. Today's story of the day is a traditional fairy tale, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time there was a lovely little cottage that sat right in the middle of the woods. In this cottage lived a family of friendly bears. There was a big Papa Bear, who could be a little grumpy at times, medium-sized Mama Bear, who was just as a mother should be, and teeny weeny Baby Bear, who liked to play all day. One fine day, they all stomped down to the kitchen for their usual breakfast of delicious homemade porridge. Papa Bear ate his porridge out of a big bowl, Mama Bear ate her porridge out of a medium-sized bowl, while teeny weeny Baby Bear had his very own teeny weeny bowl. Papa Bear scooped up a large spoonful of porridge and popped it straight into his mouth. "Ouch!" he cried. "That's too hot!" Mama Bear tasted hers. "Oh, I suppose it is a bit hot," she agreed. "It will burn my mouth!" cried teeny weeny Baby Bear after tasting his. "I've got an idea," said Mama Bear. "Why don't we go for a walk in the woods? By the time we get back, our porridge will be cool." "Oh, all right," said Papa Bear a bit grumpily. He really would have liked to go back to bed until his porridge cooled down. "Yippee!" yelled teeny weeny Baby Bear. "I can show you how fast I can run." So, shutting the door behind them, the three bears went for a walk in the woods. Not long after they had gone, a little girl called Goldilocks, who was out walking in the woods, stumbled across the little cottage where the three bears lived. She thought it was so lovely that she wanted to look inside. She carefully opened the door and shut it quietly behind her. The first thing she noticed were the 3 bowls of porridge on the kitchen table. "They look really yummy," she thought. "I'm so hungry. I'm sure no one would mind if I ate just a little." First, she tried a spoonful of porridge from the big bowl, but that was too salty. Next, she tried a spoonful of porridge from the medium-sized bowl. That was too sweet. Finally, she tried a spoonful of porridge from the teeny-weeny bowl. That was just right. Goldilocks was so hungry she ate every last bit. She felt tired after eating so much and decided to sit down for a while. First, she tried to sit in a big chair, but it was so big her feet didn't even touch the ground. Next, she tried a medium-sized chair. That was a little better, but she could only reach the ground with her toes. Finally, she sat in a teeny-weeny chair, and that was just right. But she was far too big for the teeny-weeny chair, and when she sat down in it, she broke it. "I wonder if there are any beds upstairs," she thought. "I'm sure no one would mind if I lay down for a while." She went upstairs and saw 3 beds. The first bed she tried was a big floppy bed. "This bed is far too soft," she thought. The next bed was a very neat, medium-sized bed. "This bed is far too hard," she thought. Finally, she lay on a teeny-weeny bed. "This bed is just right," thought Goldilocks, and she was soon fast asleep. When the 3 bears returned from their walk, they were very hungry and looking forward to eating their porridge. The first thing they saw were the spoons lying in the porridge bowls. "Who's been eating my porridge?" cried Papa Bear in a big, grumpy voice. "Who's been eating my porridge?" cried Mama Bear in a medium-sized voice. "Who's been eating my porridge and eating it all up?" cried teeny-weeny Baby Bear in a teeny-weeny voice. Papa Bear was so grumpy he decided to have a sit-down, but noticed that the cushion on his chair was messed up. "Who has been sitting in my chair?" he cried in his big, grumpy voice. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" cried Mama Bear in her medium-sized voice, noticing that her cushion was messed up too. "And who's been sitting in my chair and broken it?" yelled Teeny-weeny Bear in his teeny-weeny voice. "This is making me really grumpy," said Papa Bear in his big, grumpy voice. "I'm going to bed." The other bears agreed and followed him up the stairs. When they got there, they saw that their beds had been messed up too. "Who has been sleeping in my bed?" cried Papa Bear in his big, grumpy voice. "Who's been sleeping in my bed?" cried Mama Bear in her medium-sized voice. "And who's been sleeping in my bed and is still sleeping in my bed?" cried teeny weeny Baby Bear in his teeny weeny voice. All this shouting woke Goldilocks. When she saw the three bears looking down angrily at her, she leaped out of bed, ran down the stairs, out the door, and into the woods as fast as she could. And the three bears were very pleased that they never saw her ever again. The end. Don't you love a traditional fairy tale? Silly Goldilocks for sneaking into somebody's house anyway, but what a shame about Baby Bear's chair. Hopefully they got it fixed for them. I shall see you tomorrow for tomorrow's story of the day. In the meantime, take care.